course, I wake up and I pray, but I also speak affirmations every single day. And when I say I speak affirmations, like I project it, like I will prosper in all of my endeavors. Everything I touch will win. You know, it will turn to gold. Every person that I speak to will be influenced and impacted, and their minds will shift. Like I speak this every single day. And when I speak it, I don't just speak it, but I believe it and I leave it there. You know, a lot of times we speak things and then we worry about it, or we constantly think about it. And that's not faith. That's not believing in your abilities. You have to speak it, and you have to speak it with boldness, and then you have to walk away and leave that thing right there and say it's gonna happen. And so it's important to do that on a daily basis, because what that does is it trains your mind to start thinking that even if you don't believe that you're powerful, it starts training you to believe that you're powerful. If you continue to say something and continue to look in the mirror and say, I am powerful, I will conquer, I will be the best that I can be, that is how you train yourself to be able to say every morning, I am the best. You know, I will be the best. Even if I don't feel the best, I will perform in excellence today, because that's what I say to myself. That's what I'm speaking in my atmosphere. And speaking in your atmosphere is so crucial. It's so needed. It's so timely for this generation. You know, it's not even, it's just timely for this generation and where we're at right now. You have to speak into your atmosphere because no one else will.
And you got everything negative speaking in it.
Absolutely.
You know, you've got, again,
have to protect
distractions, perception, brokenness, ego. You've got so many things speaking into it. Y'all, I need you to go check out dangersofthemind.com. Dangers of the Mind 30-day affirmation challenge. She's speaking about affirmations and declarations every day in our walk, every day to live that life. I mean, on the back it says, know your power so that your influence can live up to it. Your power creates that influence. And this Dangers of the Mind 30-day affirmation challenge, everything she's saying is right here in this small pocket-sized book that is such a powerful, packed book. So check that out. I wanted to give a quick plug on that. So again, creating that circle of accountability and support in your life, the daily affirmations and declarations. I love that. While we're talking about Dangers of the Mind, I want you to plug and talk a little bit about your actual book, Dangers of the Mind. You talked about the journey of writing that. Tell us about that.
So after I wrote this book, I'll just tell you a little bit about the chapters and how it came about, because I wrote this book really funny. I wrote like the first chapter first, and I went to the fifth chapter. Fourth chapter. Then I went back to the second chapter. I wrote it because I actually was going through it as I was writing it.
Gotcha.
And so I was super authentic in this and so real. I talked about entrepreneurship. I talked about the journey. I talked about the failures. I talked about the success. I talked about everything that hindered me and stopped me from walking in my fullest purpose. And I believe that every day we have to walk in purpose and live on purpose. We have to live on purpose. Every day we wake up, we have to live with purpose. What are we doing today? Who are we influencing today? How are we speaking into someone else's life? And that's the thing that I believe in wholeheartedly is speaking into someone else's life. It's going to come back around to me. You know, I pour out every single day. I speak every single day into the atmosphere, but I also speak into people. You know, I'm very gifted to be able to see beyond what you see. And so I see the potential in you, you know, besides what you may see in yourself. And that is a gift in itself. So when I walk to people, you know, I was at this open mic the other day, and I was with a friend. And I was in there and I was like, oh, you know, this is great. This is great. And I kept seeing this guy and he had like a bubbly spirit. And he was like, you know, jamming. And I was like, oh my God, I just know he doesn't know how many gifts he has in him. And my friend was like, stop. Like, you're going to do it again. And I'm like, nope, I'm doing it. And so I like walked up to the guy and I started talking to him. And he was so blessed. You know, he was just so impacted. And he was like, you know what? I feel these gifts every day and I feel like I'm not using them. And I feel like you guys are doing disservices. When you don't use your gifts, it's a disservice. Like your gifts are supposed to make room for you, but they're also supposed to be in this world. You're supposed to put them out to the world. Generations are supposed to see them. This shirt that I'm wearing, Legacy Over Likes, is a part of my clothing line. And I wear this and I believe it because a lot of times in this world, we're so caught up on the likes and we're living for validation from other people. And that's not how we're supposed to live. You know, and if you look at all the greats back in the day and all the people that have made a name for themselves, they were living for the legacy. They were living for when we die, what do we stand for? You know, and that's what I'm living for. I'm living for legacy. I'm living for generational wealth. I'm living to teach my kids, my future kids that are not even born yet, to what it looks like to stand for something. Even if the world may look against you, this is what I stand for. This is my gift. And this is the things that you guys have to project into the world. So Dangers of the Mind it first initially talked about all the different dangers of the mind, and then it went into breaking the chains of distraction. Okay. So now you know the dangers of the mind. Then it talks about how do we break those chains of distraction so that those dangers of mind don't come back.
That's it.
And then we talk about recreating your atmosphere. So after you recreate your atmosphere, what time is it now? It's time to proclaim your vision. Yes. It's time to start bringing out those vision boards. And when I say bringing out those vision boards, I'm not talking about just, okay, I'm going to make my vision for 2018. We're going to have a party. Woo! No, like, you need to look at that vision board every day and speak that in the atmosphere. That's the problem with people. They make these vision boards and they have these wonderful parties, and that vision board goes in their closet, and you never see about you never see it. You have to look at that vision board and really believe that those things will come to pass. Yeah. And so proclaiming your vision was the 4th chapter, and then the 5th chapter was preparing for greater. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even know what my greater was at the time, and I kept hearing release the book, release the book, release the book, release the book, and I'm like, but I don't know what my greater is. Like, what is my greater? Yeah. And so just from releasing this book, my greater was to touch the lives of all these people that have read my book, since 2014. And this book is still being ordered and still being where people are reaching out all over saying, hey, I just read your book. And the reason why I wrote it, and it's only 100, almost like 97 pages, no, 80 pages. And I wrote it so short because I felt like that people needed to find something quick. Yes. They need to find something powerful and something that they can digest within an hour and some change. And so people call me and say, hey, I just read your book on the train, or, text me or inbox me. I just read your book on a plane. To me, that I can get you to read something and comprehend something. The biggest thing about my book too is I'm big on reading and comprehending. So I don't like you just to read it, but I like you to write. Yes. And so there's journal entries at the end of each chapter. Awesome. And so you say breaking the chains of distraction, then I'm asking you who's in your circle that you need to cut off. Right, that song, cut it. You gotta cut them off. That's and it's urgent, it's timely, and so you have to be obedient when it comes to
that. That's so good. And and that journal piece really is. I mean, this book right here, Danger of the Mind, it's really an accountability book.
It's accountability.
I mean, it really allows you to really assess your life and assess your thought patterns and how it's contributing to your life, and then breaking those chains of distraction and the dangers of the mind here. I mean, it's power packed. So I need you guys to check it out. Dangersofthemind.com. She's going to plug herself at the end of this show. Yeah. But we're going to wrap this thing up right after this song. I mean, it's just perfect song for where we're at right now. Free Your Mind by In Vogue. It's a throwback, but I love it. It's so good. Y'all get ready for it.
Yes.
So good. Yeah. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Welcome to the Positivity Push. We're about to wrap this thing up in about 7 minutes or so.